And welcome to Loma, Montana. Today we're going to be taking a map tour of an absolutely stunning new map. It is a wide open 4X map, uses real elevation data and accurate border terrain based off a Google image of the surrounding area. And No Creek Farms has tried to make this map as realistic as possible. He has custom built a lot of the buildings straight from the area, including the signage from the map, the historically accurate sites, the terrain, the grasses, everything in here reminds you of Loma, Montana. But instead of me talking about it, why don't we take you on the fun flyovers of the wide open and beautiful Loma, Montana? Now that we're in the map, we start off here in New Farmer at Decision Point. It's a great little local, accurate area highlighting the Lewis and Clark expedition. We can actually get up close and read all this, which is very interesting. Decision point is where we're at. Choice between two rivers. They made the right one, apparently. Good for them. We've got a truck here. Not ours, but it's there. So let's take a look in our standard way of showing what the map's got to offer. Here is our PDA. As you can see, a lot of space in this 4X. It is spread apart, divided by the river, divided by the bluffs. A lot of interesting, varied, changing terrain on this map. And one thing I do want to mention is with precision farming, another fabulous innovation that No Creek's put in this map. As you can see, our soil samples here, the outside of the fields are going to be a poorer yield than our inside. We have our loamy sand on the inside and our silty clay on the outside. That is intentional. That is realistic. That your outside of your fields are going to yield less than the inside. Just another in a series of things that he's done that you don't see on many other maps that make it interesting. Our crop calendar. As you can see, we've got our standard crops. Somewhat shortened seasons on some of these. We scroll down, we do have some new crops added: flax, peas, lentils, rye, millet, alfalfa, and clover. Now, the wheat, barley, canola, and flax are swathable, so that is a nice touch on the map. We do have some new things down at the bottom. Again, we can sell our dried corn, which there is a grain dryer for that. We will show when we get to the farms. Black straw can be used for the animals, so no sell point. Again, the alfalfa and the clover can be used for the animals as well, and we do have propane for our grain dryer. Starting off with a small cow pasture in New Farmer. We will show you that as well. And no productions. Technically, there is one production on this map, and that is the grain dryer. Now you've seen the flyover. Go take a tour of some of the farms. So if we look at our map, we start off with this area here. You can see we do own the town. We do own the river. It just is going to make it easier to do what you need to do. We do start off with field 18, field 19. There is our small cow pasture. Then in town here, we have our petrol tank, Maz Cafe. We own a hay shed. We have our train here. And then the General Mills elevator, which will definitely take you through. This is the starting equipment for the map. Plenty of stuff here. You're going to want this. There's a lot of grass on here. He has included a mowable, paintable grass to match this, which is a awesome touch. Got a good, decent combine, trailers, all the equipment you're going to need to start. 2 fields, and this is a 4X map, so these fields are quite large. Again, there's custom textures all over the place. But yeah, this is Montana. Things are not small in Montana. We are on the edge of town. We've got one little shed, but you do have plenty of room around here to place down buildings. We have our hay shed over here, and I do want to not pass this up because this, we mentioned in the intro, custom signage everywhere. A lot of this stuff is just fantastic. Adds to the character of the map. I mean, even the little folds on the side there, the details, just amazing. Now here we have our small cow pasture. These are great. These are just open pastures. Feed them again. Grains, alfalfa, flax, straw, and clover. These do not take straw. You don't really need straw in an open pasture. There's feed points. Got a shed over here. And that's where you load in your animals. As you can see, this one holds 100 cows. It's pretty realistic for a pasture this size. a pretty decent start farm, enough equipment to get you going. Now, these are the grain elevators. Very interesting. These, again, are modeled off of real life grain elevators. And I'm going to throw up a picture here that he has included that shows exactly how they look in real life and how they look in the game. It's quite amazing how he did that. But again, very just gorgeous touches that make this map feel like a real place. Now we start our tour of the farms. We are on this farm down here in the southwest corner, as you can see. If we go around, you will just see the massive terrain changes. Just valleys, whales, whatever you want to call them. The terrain is one of the most amazing features on this map. Unlike a lot of maps I've seen before, I mean, that is just stunning down there and completely accurate. Now, our farmyard up here, I brushed this one first. This is the one with the production, the grain dryer. You can see we got a dry corn with our propane. Now, it does hold everything else as a silo, so it will not show up in this menu here, but it does show up in here. And you can dry your corn, and we'll output your dry corn there and store all your others. So it acts like a silo, just going to show up in the production menu instead of the prices. Now there is your grain jar right here. This is a placeable. You can put these down on other farms if you choose. Here's your propane. The buildings, the bins are just amazing. The way he's got these set up. You have to open the gates on those. You can see the top rays. These buildings are just gorgeous. And look at the size of this. The doors are absolutely massive. The sounds are fantastic. You can't store your equipment in here. I don't know where you're going to store it, but you are going to need big equipment. Like I said, these fields on a 4X are quite large. Let's take a flying view of this. Again, the way he lays these out, I think, is fantastic. I mean, the size of this field alone is just ginormous. But nestled in between the valleys, your farmhouse there. Your farm number 1. So we've made it to farm number 2 down here towards the southeast corner of the map. As you can see, we got a gorgeous farmhouse, but quite a different style to this farmyard. The buildings are amazing. You've got shops. I'm flying. This always makes it difficult. But the sounds on those garage doors are fantastic. Plenty of room to put all your equipment. And the layouts are superb. Now, in all these farmyards, the buildings, this building, and all of them are sellable. So if you don't want to shed one spot, you want to move it to another spot, that is possible. And another awesome feature. The sounds on that are fantastic. Tons of bin space here. You are going to need some augers. You got tons of bin space here. And now we go to the last farm. You can see we're up here in the northeast corner. You'll recognize this farmhouse. Absolutely beautiful. We fly up. Now this one is a little bit different, as you can see. Sort of the house up on the hill here. Got our road going through here. Again, all this grass is mowable through a ton of terrain. And that's going to drive us up to our large cow pasture. Going to hold 200. Now this cow pasture is just enormous. I could do a whole flyover just on this size of this pasture. It goes here. It goes way back there. It goes everywhere. It is huge. 200 cattle. You do have your farm yard up here with all your bins. You have a shed here for your bales and pallets. Hay shed, excuse me. Just hay, 1,000. Pretty good. And commodity bins, diesel. Header rack there in the back of this. Again, your lights, your shop. Plenty of room, though, to put down more buildings if you need it. Again, all these are sellable. Customize it how you want. And another little realistic touch that, you know, not all farmhouses are right by the farmyards. One right near the giant animal pasture. I mean, the size of this map. I hope you can get the vastness of this map and the fields, the areas, the terrain. I mean, just the terrains. No Creek Farms did an amazing job on this. There is your third farmhouse as we go back down here. I'm gonna put a little shed down here for your vehicles. You can, but that is farm 3. So I brought you up here to the top of the map, top northeast corner. We've got the Virgil Ferry pretty close to its actual location, 15 miles away. I wanted to show you this because it's one of those little touches that just brings the character of this area to life. Something about the map that just makes it feel realistic. Now, this is just a way to cross this river here. You need to get to the other side. You can bring your vehicles, your trailers with your grain in. It is enterable. And we can cross the river. Now you can see it's got these guidelines. They're going to be onto that plane. You're not going to be able to take it up and down the river, but park this back. Show you a bit more of the map, some more of the cool touches that No Creek Farms has put on this map. Now we're down on the southeast corner of the map. Show you Black Bluffs Grain. This is a sell point, as you can see. Another gorgeously done building. Quite a bit of ways away from everything. Now, I am told there will be an auto drive course for this map, which will come in handy. Is there a lot of space in Montana in between things? So, but I brought you down to about the middle of the map, a little bit south, next to Field 7 here. I think this is going to be one of the highlights of this map. It is a pre-built feedlot for your beef cattle. And as you can see, if we get rid of our map, we have plenty of bins and silage bunkers already placed so that your food can be stored down here. The buildings, again, are just gorgeous. Now, I placed some cattle in here just to kind of show you how this works. What you have is 30 individual pens. As you can see, each of those has a trigger. 30 individual pens holding 20 cattle each. It gives you a total of 600 cattle. Now, you're going to be able to see all of those cattle the way this is set up with the individual pens. Out of the base game, cattle barns, pastures, there is a limit to how many cattle you can see. But if you've ever driven past a feedlot in real life, they are just stuffed full of cows. Another realistic touch No Creek has put on the map. Now, there is a placeable silo extension for a manure heap for these. Got to kind of find the right spot for it. It will rotate around where you can pick up your manure with your triggers. Place them outside the gate over there if you'd like. That'll give you manure for your feedlots. He also has included fences and the gates for these feedlots as placeables as well. I keep saying it, but another awesome touch by No Creek. You can see you're into cattle production. You've always wanted a feedlot. This one is done for you. 600 cattle in one area as a feedlot. Can't get down these paths to feed them. You're going to want probably, you know, you can get a trailer down here, but you might want a nice, cool feed truck for this sort of thing. Keep it realistic. That is the theme of this map. But this feedlot itself is just amazing. Something you don't see on a lot of maps, someone taking the time to go in and place all of these. The amount of realism that No Creek's put in here, again, is just top notch. And one thing I did want to show you here in the build menu is that No Creek has included, I believe, pretty much every shed that he has placed down in the build menu. So if you like the buildings, want to move them a little bit of a different spot, you can do that. Maybe you're building a farm somewhere else in the pre-placed. These are all available. The commodity sheds, the Quonsets, all available. Your silos, all the bins that he has, the bunker, and your extension for your manure, your diesel tanks, your liquid storage shed, even have this scale house, your farmhouses, the productions, like I said earlier, the GSI grain bin, the dryer is there as well. For the cows, he does have some barns set up so that you can use the custom feeds. You are going to need the more animal husbandry mod for that. You can see we're too many as it is, but you know, there's your feedlot. As you can see, it's just the feedlot area. The fences and things as well come with it, as you can see here. A lot of fences that come with this map. The landscaping, the plants, as you can see, all of these plants, a mowable meadow that No Creek's put on here, as you can see, the same stuff. You mow it, put it back. You've got short grass, or medium, and a dry grass. A lot of dry grass in Montana, you know, a weed mix. Everything he's given you is to match the area so that if you take it upon yourself to put down buildings or fields or road, you can do that, is to make it match. It's a big deal in a map if you can't match the textures and grasses, the painting as well. As you can see, quite a few with the wet mud and the asphalt and the rock. So you're going to be able to go in here, do what you need to do, and then make it look just like it was built there by No Creek. Now I want to take you through the town just a little bit. Again, just little touches making this map come alive. We've got Paz, Loma Mart here. You need to get your propane canister. Everything you need and more. Just everything from the mud on the truck parked here to the signage is just making this map come alive. Got our gas cafe and lodging. We've got Maz, Loma Cafe. Good that they're across the street from each other. We've got an Earth Science Museum. Yeah, just a little gorgeous little town. Got quite a few houses back in here. Little place here. You know, if you want to store some equipment over here. Nice little town nestled in between some gigantic fields, some ridges and mountains and valleys, and I think I want to move here. Of course, we've got our grain elevators off in the distance. Everything on this map, No Creek has tried to make realistic, and I think he's completely knocked it out of the park. This map feels alive. It feels like a real place that you could drive through, because it is. And I think it's just amazing. I can't wait for everyone to get their hands on this map. So we're back at Decision Point where we started. Take a trip up. Hope you enjoyed this map tour. I am really impressed at the work that No Creek has done. Now I'll put all the links and places you can get this map down below in the description. I want to thank No Creek for sending this over so I could take a look at it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Go out there, get this map. Let me know down in the comments below what you think. Absolutely gorgeous, wide open, visually stunning map. If you like these videos, hit the like, hit the subscribe. And until next time, thank you for watching.